In the last chapter of Bhagavata Mahatmyam, sage Narada met Bhakti Devi, who explained her situation along with her two feeble sons to him. She requested him to awaken her sons Jnana and Vairagya. Narad Rishi consoles her by saying, "Why be so afflicted with worry when you can think of lotus feet of Sri Krishna and your misery will be gone?" He told Bhakti Devi, "You are more dearer to the Lord than his own life. Invoked by bhakti, the Lord goes even to the houses of the low, poor, or an outcast. In Satya Yuga, Treta, and Dwapar Yuga, Jnana and Vairagya were the means to achieve redemption of the soul. In Kali, however, bhakti alone is enough for unity with Brahma." Narad Rishi recollects and tells Bhakti that when Lord created you, you asked him, "How could you serve?" Lord replied that you should take care of his devotees. So with whomever you are there, he will get Jnana and Vairagya for liberation. So don't be worried about your sons. I will find a way out. Narad Rishi takes a vow that he will establish bhakti in every house and every individual. Neither ghost nor spirit of deed nor evil being or one supported by evil spirit can touch a Vishnu Bhakt. Sri Hari can be won neither by austerities nor through studies of Vedas or through spiritual enlightenment, nor even through righteous action. He can be won only through devotion, bhakti. Those who are hostile to bhakti suffer in all the three worlds. In the past, sage Durvasa, who reproached King Ambarisha, had to face difficult time. We will hear the story later in the forthcoming videos. Bhakti Devi, after hearing her glory from Narad Rishi, got enriched and got full of strength and vigor and requested him to awaken her sons. The kind-hearted Narad Rishi started chanting Vedas, Upanishads, recitations of Gita, and so on. They rose somehow with great exertion but again laid down unconscious. Then he heard a Vyoma Vani or Asharira Vani saying, "O sage, do not feel dejected. Just perform a righteous act. Saints will point out to you that act." Narad Rishi was clueless on the deed and starts going one holy place to another, talking to saints and seeking help, but in vain. At last he reached Badri. There he saw the great sages Sanaka and his three brothers, offered his prayers to them and asked them what he should do. The Kumaras said, "Gather happiness, O Narada. Sacrificial performances or conducted by means of material substances, which is Dravya Yajna, those consisting austerities, which is Yoga Yajna, those in the form of concentration of mind, and others consisting of knowledge from Vedas, they are all leading to heaven alone. But Jnana Yajna, sacrifice in the form of knowledge, has been recognized as the most noble need. That Jnana Yajna is reading of Srimad Bhagavatam. By its very chanting, Bhakti, Jnana and Vairagya will get great strength. All these evils of Kali will disappear." Narada asked, "When after even chanting Vedas, Upanishads and Gita did not rouse them, how will they get upon reading of Srimad Bhagavatam?" Kumaras replied, "The essence of the fruit is spread over right from its root in a tree till the end point. But the same juice, when separated in the form of fruit, its taste captivates the mind. Though ghee is naturally inherent in the milk, one cannot taste it as such in milk. But when the milk is churned and ghee is separated, it is endearing even to the devas." Similarly, there is an exclusive taste embedded in Srimad Bhagavatam and would strengthen and energize Bhakti, Jnana and Vairagya. Once, when Vedavyasa, who was well versed in Veda and Vedanta, the Upanishads, and even though he had composed the Gita, was churning up and down within the ocean of ignorance, you, Narada, had only advised him the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam just within 4 couplets. By listening to it, Vyasa became free from his ignorance. Why should there be any surprise to you at this, O Narada? Srimad Bhagavatam should accordingly be recited to them, Jnana and Vairagya, as it is capable of driving away all grief and sorrow. Thus ends the second chapter of Srimad Bhagavata Mahatmyam.